Hey guys, what's
Ain't
up?
this what they been waiting for?
I'm Gannon,
I'm Charles.
and this is our Absolute Monarch.
You ready?
For my monarch, I did Mary I. She was born February 18th, 1516. She was a child born to Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon at the Palace of Placentia in Greenwich, England. She ruled from 1553 to 1558. Some important things that happened under her rule were she converted England back to a Catholic nation, she heavily persecuted the Protestants, which earned her the name Bloody Mary, and she married Philip of Spain and made England an even stronger Catholic nation. What made her significant? She was important because she made England a Catholic nation again, and she created a lot of tension between the Catholics and the Protestants. And she was a strong absolute monarch because she had complete power over her country and was able to do things such as persecute Protestants.
For my monarch, I did Elizabeth I, Queen of England. Elizabeth was born on September 7th, 1533, in Greenwich Palace in England. She ruled from 1558 to 1603. Some important things that happened during her reign were she defeated the Spanish Armada, she crushed the rebellion of Robert Devereux, and she executed Mary, Queen of Scots, her cousin, who had a royal bloodline claim to the English throne. She is historically a person of interest because her reign was considered England's golden age. She also never married during her reign, so she was considered the Virgin Queen. This made her an absolute monarch because she had power over all of England, and her power was fierce, no doubt, so her subjects never defied her. A major event of this time was the English Civil War. This was a series of armed conflicts and political machinations between parliamentarians, which were the Roundheads, and Royalists, which were the Cavaliers. The wars started on August 22nd, 1642, and ended September 3rd, 1651. Battles occurred in England, Scotland, and Ireland as a result from conflicts between Charles I and Parliament over an Irish insurrection. Insurrection was a violent uprising against an authority of government, which in this case was the king. The significance of the war was it replaced the monarchy with the Commonwealth of England. English Bill of Rights, which took place December 16, 1689. The Bill of Rights is an act of the Parliament of England. Its longer name is an act declaring the rights and liberties of the subject and settling the succession of the crown. The bill creates separation of powers, limits the powers of the king and queen, enhances the democratic election, and bolsters freedom of speech. It is significant because many experts regard the English Bill of Rights as the primary law that set the stage for a continuational monarchy in England. It is also credited for inspiring the U.S. Bill of Rights.
Another major event during this time was the personal rule of Charles I. It happened on March 10, 1629 in England. He dissolved Parliament and decided to rule without them, and this is known as the personal rule. He did this because he was upset when he found the members of Parliament held down the Speaker of the House to his chair, and they passed 3 resolutions condemning the king's financial and religious policies. Him dissolving Parliament meant that he had to take on all Parliament-related jobs on his own, which meant raising funds, and that angered the general public. The period of Charles' personal rule came to an end following the rise of unrest in Scotland. The king was forced to call Parliament back into session and obtain funds for the war. From September 2nd to September 5th, the Great Fire of London occurred. Thomas Fairnor, the king's baker, failed to properly extinguish his oven. He went to bed, and sometime around midnight, sparks from the smoldering embers ignited firewood lying beside the oven. The fire spread rapidly, and within 4 days, 2/3 of the city had been destroyed, and 65,000 people were homeless. Despite this, the fire did have some positive outcomes. Within 3 weeks, an architect called Christopher Wren presented plans for rebuilding much of the city. His plans were never finished, but he was responsible for building more than 50 churches, including St. Paul's Cathedral.
Thanks for watching.